Hello, this is Spiritual Muse here to talk to you about the December full moon. We have a full moon in Cancer on December 22nd at 12:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the time it is here in New York where I am. This is also known as the long night moon because it happens to fall within the same 24-hour period of the winter solstice. So the winter solstice is at 5:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 21st. And this is the time when the Earth is in its closest orbit to the Sun in its elliptical orbit. So to talk a little bit about what Cancer means for this new moon. So Cancer is in its home sign, or the moon is in its home sign when it's in Cancer, I should say. And if you think about the moon, you think about, in general, like mystery, emotions, all of these things, watery. The moon draws the water and the tides in crazy ways. So does it draw us because we're made of 80% water, right? So Cancer is the same kind of energy where it's a lot of emotions, stirring up, a lot of mystery, that kind of like hiddenness going on, but definitely a lot of emotions. Cancer is a water sign. They tend to be very emotional. So you want to ask yourself if you've been insecure or needy this past month, or in the last few days. Have you been moody or manipulative? And have you spent enough time with the people that you love, the people that make you feel nurtured and cared for? Because it's a very nurturing energy too with this full moon. We also have, I don't believe I mentioned, the moon is at 0 degrees of Cancer. And 0 in numerology represents that moment before birth. It's that limitless potential, that spark of energy before the total creation. So it's like that moment. Actually, it's more like a moment of stillness instead of a spark of energy. The energy kind of comes a bit after that. So it's like this moment of pause. It's like that moment between your in-breath and your out-breath when you just take a pause, right? Right there. That kind of thing. So right before that limitless potential, it's right there. It's right there. It's like a seed right before you plant it, before it starts to grow. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful energy if you can tap into that and just really work with that. And it's just completely limitless. There's nothing holding it back. It's like a baby before it's born. It's got a tabula rasa, a blank slate. So you have this blank slate energy that you can just build anything you want to on top of it. Don't let anything from the past or the future influence you. All you have is right here and right now in this moment of this 0 energy. Go with it, right? So we also, at the same time, this winter solstice is going on, this full moon is going on, we also have the Ursid meteor shower, which you will see about 11 meteors per hour until dawn. It's going to take place in the Ursa Minor constellation, aka the Little Dipper. They might be hard to see, though, due to the full moon. So if you can get out around dawn to check it out, try to, but don't be too hard on yourself if you can't. And it's pretty cold out, so, don't stay out for hours waiting for something if you don't think the sky is clear enough to see it or if the moon is too bright. So on the 21st, Mercury and Jupiter go conjunct, which allows ideas to start flowing. These beautiful ideas are flowing, right? And that kind of goes along with the whole 0 degrees of Cancer, that full limitless potential going on. But we'll have, so before we have something come to fruition or manifestation, we have to have an idea, right? That's where it all starts. It all starts with thought, right? That's all the law of attraction works, is we start with this thought and then we make that become reality, right? So you're going to have all of these crazy, crazy ideas, right? But you want to be careful because Mercury is, the planet of communication. You want to make sure that you're communicating your ideas in a way that other people want to hear them and you're not just like talking their ear off and ranting like a crazy lunatic, because that could be something that happens because of this as well. So just working on that communication and allowing other people to talk to and working on your listening skills and not just ranting on, because you're not the only one that has awesome ideas right now. And if you just start ranting on about some beautiful idea that you have, someone else might want to chime in and give their input on that idea. And if you keep talking over them, you might not get a chance to hear what they have to say, which is really important. And sometimes when we want to say things, that moment is fleeting. during a conversation. So if you can just let someone have that moment to say it, they'll know what they want to say and they won't forget about it. So you can always wait to say what you want to say until a little bit after, right? So that's just my little tidbit on that. Something I've been working on in my personal life too as a Gemini, someone ruled by Mercury. I'm trying to listen more and speak less because you never know what you're going to miss out on if you're just blabbing away. We also have a Venus trine Neptune, which is kind of like the main thing going on with this new moon, or this full moon, excuse me. So this is going to be a really wonderful energy for romance and bliss and daydreaming and all of these wonderful dreamy things, very ethereal ideas of just divine love, really. So that Venus is really coming in really nicely there for us there. And we're going to also feel really tender. We're going to want to share our emotions. We're going to want to dig deep with those we love. We're going to want to really, really let them know how we feel. We're gonna really be good at showing that physically too. It could be a really great time for physical communication, but it could also just be a really great time for like snuggling up and getting close to someone, giving someone a nice back rub to let them know you love them or something like that, right? It can be a really beautiful time for that. You can really connect with people on a physical level right now. So that's going to be beautiful. And it's really nice too because it's right around the holidays, right? So we have more time with our loved ones possibly right now. And we can really take that time and use it positively to show people how much we care, right? We also have the moon sextile Uranus, which is another really interesting thing happening. So we have a lot of openness to change. Can be really exciting. And that's perfect too with the moon at 0 degrees of Cancer, because that limitless potential is going to give us that space to be open to anything, right? And this moon sextile Uranus just adds to that. We're going to really want to try new things, and we're going to have this like lowered inhibition thing going on that's going to feel really good. Like we're going to want to do something kind of wild, right? But it's in a good way, right? I mean, hopefully we can channel this into things that are positive, like trying new things that are positive. Hopefully you're not going to try something that's not positive for you. We're also going to have a lot of emotions coming up with that. So hopefully it's like all positive stuff coming from the moon. And hopefully we're not trying anything that's going to turn into a negative for us. So just be careful with yourself. Listen to your heart and know that you can do anything and just kind of go with that, but in the most positive way that you can. You're going to have a strong intuition too, so that's going to help you to know whether or not it's what you want to do is going to be positive for you. You're going to kind of just fly by your intuition. So your intuition should always lead you down the right path. So you don't really have to worry so much about the lowered inhibitions because your intuition is the one driving. So your intuition is always going to lead you down a safe and a road towards your highest potential and what is best for you right now. So it's going to lead to a lot of excitement and possibly new encounters. So with the moon sextile Uranus and Venus trine Neptune, we have this whole thing that can lead to new encounters, and then we have romance. So if you're not, already seeing someone or dating someone or married to someone, you could meet someone new, which could lead to a new exciting romance that's full of openness right from the start. And that's something beautiful. And if you're already in a relationship, it's just going to help you to like bring up some stuff that you need to work on together, and that's going to make you feel closer to each other. So it's a really beautiful time for romance in one way or another. And, it could be romance in a platonic way. I am a firm believer that the word romance should be used for anything. Like, that you've been with a good friend and you felt like so totally in love with them, right? Like you just think that they are so cool and they just bring out the best aspects of you and vice versa. So that's something too, that it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. You might meet your best friend tonight or tomorrow, right? On this December full moon. Or maybe you'll reconnect with someone like a cousin or something that you're going to see around the holidays that you felt like you didn't have anything in common with years ago. But now you find out you're both like into astrology or crystals, or these are just things I'm into, but who knows, like whatever it is that you're into, you could reconnect with someone too. It's a possibility. So just basically follow your instincts and listen to that intuition. It's going to lead you into a beautiful direction with this Uranus energy we have going. We also have 2 fixed stars taking place here. We have they're both really interesting stars, and they're the Betelgeuse. Okay, so we have Betelgeuse, and then we have Mentilinean, and Mentilinean is actually going to be counteracted by Betelgeuse. Mentilinean, excuse me, is usually really unhelpful and kind of negative, but because Betelgeuse is taking a stronger role, Betelgeuse being a super giant red star, it's going to take over the energy, and we're just going to totally counteract that. So it's always important to kind of look at everything that's going on, because you never know when something could outweigh something else. The same goes with your birth chart when you're looking at that. So Betelgeuse is a super giant red star in Orion. Now, if you're looking up at the winter sky, you're going to see Orion very prominently. You're going to see the belt. It's 3 stars, and you can see the rest of it kind of coming out of there. He's the warrior constellation. He's always my dude in the winter sky. I love him. I love seeing Orion. Makes me feel very comforted when I can look up and just find that constellation. So Betelgeuse is the super giant red star in Orion. And it's kind of about like having an active mind and a powerful will, which plays more into this whole thing that's going on with this new moon, where we have all this potential. We have, we have a lot of energy for new ideas. Our mind is active. And we're, relating to people on a tender level too. So it's all this kind of interesting stuff flowing together where we're able to sort of communicate with other people, and get really close with them by sharing beautiful ideas that we have, with an open, active mind and a powerful will that just like draws people into you. So it's going to be a really, really interesting moon. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this moon, how you relate to family around these holiday time, which is coming up, how you enjoy the winter solstice. Do you do anything interesting? Did you meet anyone that you connected with in a cool way? Did you get to see the meteor shower? Are you learning that maybe you're being a little too needy right now and Cancer is teaching you that? And are you spending enough time with people that you love, that you have in your life? So yeah, I think this is really exciting. I'm interested to know if you guys have any ideas, like drop them below. We can chat a little bit in the comments. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope this taught you a little bit about what to expect for this full moon, the long night moon. And I hope you enjoy this Cancer energy. I mean, I am just loving it, but Cancer is my rising sign, so I always relate well to Cancer energy, and I am thinking it's going to be fantastic. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think. If you're ever interested in a birth chart, you can always let me know. If you're interested in learning anything else, please let me know if you want to see some other kinds of videos. I have a whole lot planned coming up in the new year. So be prepared for lots of videos, lots more often, and subscribe if you liked this. And I hope you guys have beautiful holidays. Please stay safe, and don't forget to look up at the sky. Blessed be.